Well, that was sounds of Fatima, one of the 1873 United artists, with a track titled "We Are All the Same." Asian, African, American, European, we are all created equal. And yes, as we continue with conversations that matter on your favorite channel of choice, that is the 1873 FM, in search of the future, I want the power of storytelling, particularly when you look at just the aspect of celebrating life. Birthdays are just one way of bringing individuals together, for individuals to be connected, and more importantly, in as far as just accelerating the aspect of community building. And I'm glad that right about now, I happen to be joined in conversation with Sarudzayi Guma, who happens to be celebrating her birthday also this morning. Sarudzayi, a wonderful morning to you, and thank you so much for giving up time to be on the 1873 FM this morning.
Wonderful morning to you too, Tinashe.
Well, it is indeed a pleasure to have you. The fact that it's a Friday, and it is indeed a great one, particularly that we happen to be celebrating your birthday this morning. But before we get to that point where we get to wish you many happy returns, maybe we could just kick off by you, Sarudzayi. Just briefly talk to our listeners as to who is Sarudzayi Guma, what does Sarudzayi do, and what actually inspires Sarudzayi.
Well, I would say, I don't know what inspired, my parents would know, but I'm a young lady. I'm a, I'm currently a manager at Afro Life in Pizza's Kitchen. I'm in the hospitality industry. I like working hard. I'm very passionate about my work,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so excited about this new age because I've been, I've come a long way to be where I am. Yeah, that's about sums it all.
Okay, wow, that's quite interesting that you happen to be in this sector, that is the hospitality industry, and you find that hospitality is one industry which is actually doing quite well on the African continent, with people traveling from all over the world, coming through to I mean, if you imagine you happen to be in South Africa, in Cape Town, and just imagine the number of people that come down to Cape to just to enjoy life, just to experience the other side of life in Cape Town from other countries. Saru, I mean, you being in that particular industry, that is the hospitality industry. How long have you been in this industry? And when you look at the industry in itself, can you say that its future is secure?
I've been in the hospitality industry for more than 8 years. I think, yeah, more than 8 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite interesting because every day you get to meet new challenges, you get to meet new people, and there's always something challenging that happens every day, and you gotta be on top of your game.
I like what you say, that each and every day there's always a challenge that you face as an individual, and you have to face that challenge. And many a times as individuals, we tend to actually shy away from facing challenges and providing solutions to those challenges. So, as an individual, Saru, I mean, obviously, there are other individuals that you look up to, that inspire you. If you just asked to name three individuals, particularly in the hospitality industry, that inspire you, that you see as your points of light, who would be these three individuals that inspire you? And why those three?
Well, the people that inspire me have been in hospitality, but they're no longer in hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
They did it for a brief moment and then ended up doing other things. Well, the very first person who's very close to me is my elder brother.
Okay.
He he did hospitality on the first years that he went to the UK, and He was doing almost what I've experienced last year, working three jobs in the hospitality industry, trying to find your feet, and
Mm-hmm.
then until he got the perfect place where he is now.
Okay. Wow. Wow. That's interesting. I mean, he's got a great work ethic. I mean, working three jobs a day, that's not easy. And yet, you find that many people, many times, they actually shy away from working hard. And yet, they complain, blaming government that government is not providing me one, two, three. Yet, it's your responsibility as an individual. And the second one, who would be the second one that you'd say inspires you?
Um, the second one is my boyfriend. He's
Okay.
no longer in the hospitality industry as well, but for him to be where he is, he started in the hospitality industry working as a waiter
Mm-hmm.
at Spur. Until now, he's doing his own thing, having businesses. So he encouraged me that where you are now, it doesn't define that that's where you're going to end. You need to always look for new opportunities, study, or, be creative, or be passionate about everything you're doing, and you never know where you can end up.
That's really profound. Where you are now does not actually define where you are going to end up being. And all you have to do as an
Yeah.
individual is to seek these new opportunities, present yourself, and just be the best in whatever you do. That is really profound. That is something that I am going to take home with me today, and I'll be sharing with many others. That's actually what I'll be sharing as what I've experienced today, just through this conversation. And the third person, who would you say the third person is?
The third person is my mom. Well, she's late now. She she was a hard worker, and she was very passionate about anything she puts her mind into.
Okay, okay. I'm sure she continues shining as you gaze up the sky. You see that shining star. She'll be looking down upon you, and I'm pretty much sure that she is proud of who you are as an individual. So, I mean, Saru, as the 1873 FM, we also have an initiative that we are basically powering, and this initiative is known as the Banking on Africa's Future 10,000 Points of Light. And basically, through this initiative, what we seek to do as members of the 1873 network is to build these communities of individuals like yourself and myself, where knowledge is shared, where experiences such as these are shared in order to equip other individuals, that so that at the end of the day, by these shared stories, they can also be inspired, they can be ignited to think and act outside boxes and be problem solvers, and face the challenges and face the challenges head on, and be able to come out on top of those challenges. So that being said, in as far as this banking on Africa's future 10,000 points of light community that we are each day accelerating towards to, I would like to actually nominate you as that one point of light that I have come to know, whose story is also an inspiring one, and that through your story you can also be able to touch many others, and who could be giving up on life, thinking that I'm in this situation, I cannot get out of it, I cannot be able to make it to the mountaintop. Would you be offended at all if I were to nominate you as my nominee to the Banking on Africa's Future 10,000 Points of Light?
Um, okay. No, I wouldn't be offended.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Saru, for accepting my nomination. And as we wrap up this conversation, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the 1873 network, on behalf of the 1873 FM, to wish you many, many happy returns as you are celebrating your birthday today. And may the Almighty continue to bless you abundantly.
Thank you so much. You make me feel so special.
Well, you are special, and maybe your last words to our listeners, if you're just to share with them something that can keep them inspired and motivated today, what is it that would you share with our listeners on your birthday?
Okay. So this is like what I noticed on my day-to-day experiences. You get to work, and then you find that there's a lot of negative energy around you, and people tend to take it out on you, and you trying to be in a good space and all. So I have one thing that I do every day. I'm like, you know what? If I see somebody's trying to rub off that negative energy, I always tell them, you know what? I'm not going to take that bait of your negativity.
Uh-huh.
I'm happy, regardless of whatever situation, or if I don't have enough money in my bank account, but I don't want negativity around me, howsoever. It's not going to help me. If I could do something about it, I will do something about it. But if I can't change my situation, I'm not going to be sulking and be angry about it. I'm just going to be happy irregardless.
Hmm, interesting. So, always wearing that face that does not uh, tolerate negativity. So, surrounding yourself with positivity and filling up your mind with positive thoughts, basically.
Yes, positive thoughts give you positive results.
Awesome, awesome. Well, on that note, Saru, you have yourself a wonderful day ahead. And where are we cutting cake, by the way? Where the party at?
Um, I'm actually gonna be going to work in a few hours. Unfortunately, I don't know what I'm gonna do later on,
I, I, I,
but
I'm sure. I'm sure.
definitely,
I'm sure your colleagues at work they are going to surprise you.
I'm hoping so.
Okay. On that note, you have yourself a lovely day further, Saru, and definitely we'll be in touch.
All right, thank you so much. Eh?
Okay. Goodbye for now.
All right, cheers.
Well, that is Sarudzayi Guma. I happen to be celebrating her birthday today, and yes, when you look at birthdays, birthdays are just one way of bringing people together. I mean, you look at the 18th of July. It's known as Mandela Day. That is Nelson Mandela's birthday, and this year, if Mandela had been alive, he would be turning 102. Though he's gone, Mandela still lives because of the work that he did as an individual, in as far as just bringing people together, that aspect of community building. And his birthday is just another way of bringing people together for whatever cause that matters to individuals in that particular community. So that's the whole aspect of birthdays, to enable us as individuals to also come together and just celebrate each other, particularly the little things that we do in order to make our communities better. And yes, ordinarily you would not meet a certain I mean, a birthday would actually be a great platform for meeting other people as well that ordinarily you would not meet outside a birthday. I've met people on other individuals' birthdays just by presenting myself when I'm invited to that particular birthday, and those people have been bridges to certain opportunities as well. So if you know somebody celebrating their birthday today and you would love to wish them many happy returns, well, this is your platform, the way you can be able to convey that message across. And what's your thoughts, Paul, when it comes to just using birthdays as a bridge to building these communities where people can come together for a common interest? Is it
Yeah,
something that you had actually thought about, that we can use birthdays in that particular way?
yeah. I actually never thought of it like that. Now that I think about it, I mean, when it's like a birthday or birthday celebration, people come together to celebrate your life. So I actually never thought of it as like building community through a birthday. So it's a really new concept, and we've probably been doing it. We just never took it into light. So yeah, I think this is a good initiative to also now to use birthdays to for people to share their stories and with other people. Yeah. So yeah, it's really cool to know that we can use birthdays to impact other people's lives.
Absolutely. So on that note, it's a good morning to Shepard Wowe. Glad to know that you're following. You also loving the show, and good morning to many others also who are tuned in. The 1873 FM. Thank you for making the 1873 FM your channel of choice. Feel free to also add your voice on your platform. This is your platform. Just to even tell your story, tell us how your week has been. How's been 2020 thus so far for you? And yes, you can also share with us any other insights that you might have. What is happening within your community? What are people doing differently to make things better for themselves? Feel free to be able just to share with us what is happening in that particular community. And it could be something that could also impact other individuals in other communities when they realize that this is what people are doing in this particular community to solve this challenge, and we can also do the same. We can also apply the same methodology in order to address some of these challenges. The 1873 FM, your voice, your power, your voice on issues that matter, your power to inspire new thinking, new outcomes, and new possibilities. Let's go on a short break, and we'll be back shortly.
3.
What kind of Africa do you want to be part of?
What a question. Thank you so much for that question. I'd like to see a well-developed country. Each and every African country must be well-developed. We must be able to do business without depending on Europe or all the other countries that we now depend on. I'd like to see an Africa that is peaceful. You look at it currently, we're struggling with wars, instability, and all sorts of other challenges, economic challenges, for example, which is a big problem.
That was Mr. Anel Ndlovu, the president of Zim SA Forum.
Tanash Ampasari with the Africa I Want on www.the1873fm.com.
Finished the song, born in 76, gone in 2010. The dash is the middle of the beginning and end. To say it again, time is not your friend. You need to be careful with how it's spent. Think about the legacy that you want to leave. Are you living the dash with every breath you breathe? Please believe it's not just me. We are Homo sapien. We all bleed and we all die. So don't be wasted with your straight line. Don't waste your straight line.
It's not a race, but it's a road. Long or short, it's what you chose. Take one foot to put before the other to get towards what I've always wanted. This is my dash, and only I can do it. You may say no, but only I can prove it. You wanna worry, you wanna take it slow. This is my dash, know where I want to go. Not the end, not the start. This is the part that shows your heart. This is your dash, this is your route. You started it and see it through. Working on your dash, trying to see it through. Pause can't change at all, but change what you do.
Listen, I want change, something drastic. I wake up working on my dash, and that's it. I need money, man. My people still poor. I am a man. I am no more than what my father was, because he made me. I spend my dash pulling myself to where I'm supposed to be. Never alone, I got my brothers with me. I just need a little peace so we can all eat. My dash is uphill, and so is yours. Keep your fist up for the cause. I said my dash is uphill, and so is yours. And keep your fist up, our minds out for the cause.
Working on my dash, meaning before that life is ashes to ashes. I'm using the passion, get more than a ration. Other rappers rapping, I'm into action. After the dash, caption on the stone, not on Instagram, on the phone. Rivonia, law of attraction, molecules collapsing, brain tapping. Before then, nobody relaxing unless we incense and see inspirations at them. So now I'm the destiny's captain. The soul has a GPS that keeps me dashing. Do not be confused by the momentary up in fashion. It's 2016, so everybody's mind is on flashing. Your dash is not your cash, but your passion. The pulse that keep you rapping till you are racking. Passion, yeah. Working on my dash, working on my dash. Working on my dash, working on my dash. Working on my dash, working on my dash. Working on my dash, working on my dash, working on my
1873 FM.
I want to find out what it is that you have done for the people of